Hi guys, welcome to MELS Media Education Learning Simpler, a powerhouse for everything pertaining to academics in the field of media and communications. This is a special series of snippets based on the UGC NET Examination. Let's proceed with today's video. Now, effective classroom communication. These are things that we need to know inside a classroom, because a classroom is where the teacher is the dominant communicator. Students are majorly recipients of communication. What we need to do in these cases is very different from what we can do outside the classroom with the students or with our colleagues or with the administration. You are the sole person a student is looking up to. So you need to be at the top of your game, and you need to understand how can you best help your message reach to the class. For this, we are following certain practices which are over time judged and considered to be very effective classroom communication practices. First is knowing the culture. You need to know what is the composition of your class, and then you need to speak things accordingly. You may not praise any sort of culture, it is fine, but you should definitely not bring down any culture in any manner, irrespective of your opinions and biases. You may not like certain practices of certain cultures, like, say, for example, I'm just mentioning, like, you may not approve of eating of beef or pork or whatever, and some people may eat these things, but you cannot bring these kind of ideas into the class, because a classroom is not the place for these things. You need to know everyone's culture and give it enough respect. Equal treatment to all. Any kind of prejudice, bias, favoritism within the classroom creates a bad impression of the teacher, and even the students, the other students who are not enjoying such status, feel least interested to listen to such communication. Then you have course content and material. You need to be aware of what you are teaching and the matter you are going to deal with. If there is a hint of lack of knowledge or lack of acceptance of the fact that you lack in knowledge found in you, then students will start to disregard you and not take your communication effectively. You need to first attempt to know whatever you are teaching within the syllabus and the allied concepts from outside the syllabus as well. In case something comes up which you do not know about, then please have the decency as a teacher to accept the fact that you do not know about it, and you will get back to the students by getting a knowledge of it. Next is inclusive curriculum. An inclusive curriculum means having any sort of curriculum which brings in various perspectives and does not exclude anyone or bring differences among people. Obviously, a curriculum is not set by the teacher. There are board members, there are academic experts who set the curriculum. But what the teacher can do is make it more inclusive, make it more relatable to students, and give examples so that they feel that whatever they are studying is in some way or the other relatable for them. Then comes class discussion. Class discussion is just explained in the picture. Having such roundtable settings, or even if there is no roundtable setting, discussing subject matters in the class, both from the curriculum and outside the curriculum as per necessity. These kind of class discussions are not only important for bringing in the students' interest within the mainstream class discourse, but also to build their knowledge beyond the curriculum. As a teacher, it is your responsibility that you give your students the ideas, inculcate in them the practices which are required which are outside any syllabus. Knowledge about current affairs, knowledge about what's happening in the world, what's happening in the country, past concepts which are done and dusted with. These things are supposed to be brought into the forefront of the discussion forum of the class and discussed with students. They should be given an opportunity to speak as well. Diversity of settings. Sometimes you need to change the particular mode that you are using for teaching. Suppose you have a particular pattern that every class you will go with the PPT, you will plug your pen drive in, open the PPT and read from the PPT and explain. This may be the most preferred method for you. But if in all your classes you do only this, then students will not appreciate it. Sometimes if you have a class discussion, sometimes if you have a group activity, sometimes if you give a direct lecture, sometimes if you show them videos, given in the scope of the subject, you take them for a field study or practical class, that will help in establishing diversity of the settings which you use for your class and will also have the interest of the students peak. And last is assignments and exams. How you take your assignments and exams are also modes of effective classroom communication. Whether your assignments are based on rote learning or any kind of practical information, fact finding activity, are your exams very difficult to attempt? They do not test the understanding, they are based on rote learning. Whatever you do, they are a mode for you to communicate with your students and build an image of yourself as an educator. So your assignments and exams should be flexible and based on whatever you think has been discussed or can be attempted at the level of the students. Do not conduct any assignment or exam which is beyond their scope of answering and has not been taught or discussed in the class.
If you found this video helpful, do hit the like button and share with your friends. For any doubts and your feedback, reach out to me in the comment section. For UGC NET online tutorials, follow the instructions given in the description section. Hope to see you soon with the next one. Thank you.